the purpose of finding or to understand my weakness, and what does that mean, and why I should understand what is my weaknesses. So at the same time, as usual, I will just continue my art piece. And I realized from the previous video, I thought that I have finished, all the shading. Then I realized I actually left this one and this one, which I feel like getting them shade. Okay, so I want to share about how I find understand my weaknesses help me to reaching to another perspective of life. So take my videos as example. I've been struggling at the very beginning when I'm doing my channel, my videos, my live session. Every time I struggle. Honestly, even up until now, I still struggle every time. Like, what should I say? What should I do? And I still conquering my fear doing video live, and I'm still finding ways for me to perform or to make it better with my own way. But of course, at the very beginning, I compared myself to those people who have already been doing similar things for a long time, which they have already maybe found their ways or familiar with what they are doing. So I feel very stressed, and I feel like I've never been good enough doing the channel, doing my art session, my live sharing session. And even when it comes to speech, when I'm talking, no matter in English or in my native speaker, in my native, my mother tongue. So, I always have fear, like, I'm speaking in public, and I'm speaking with my weird way or informal way. I always have this fear whenever I want to do this sharing session on my YouTube, on my Facebook. I always have this fear that I want to conquer. And I find that comparing myself to others, it doesn't really makes me get better. In fact, it makes me have much fear, and it makes me feel like I always not enough, not good enough. So slowly I find that I need to do it with my own way. So, and the first thing I have to, in order for me to find my own ways, I have to understand what is my weaknesses. The weaknesses that I've been telling myself, like, I don't speak good English, I don't speak, no matter in English or in Chinese, I don't speak fluently. I cannot speak like what people do in their channel. And then that consider my weaknesses. And I find that another method that I could apply, which is, well, if that is the case, if that is my weakness, then can I improve it? Yes, but improvement takes time. Improvement, you have to keep practice, and you have to fight your fear. You have to do something that you're afraid of, which is your fear. So, well, for me to improve, the only way is to keep doing it. But I now understand that I need time to improve slowly. So I try to think or understand, if I'm doing it right now, meanings I would still have the same problem. Like, I cannot speak fluently. I cannot speak as I wish in English, or I would still have fear, or I still find difficult on planning my script, things like that, or topic, things like that. It would still happen. So I know that this would happen if I continue to practice or to do something that I consider is weak to me. So I acknowledge this, and it seems like easy for me to accept this. And what can I do? So if this is my weakness, if speaking slow, if I couldn't speak fast, I have to speak slow. And in what situation I would need this type of speaking method or this kind of speech. So I think my way of speaking became really therapeutic. So, and I realized this because one of my students told me that actually it's really therapeutic, it's really healing just by listening to I'm speaking to her, which I didn't realize. And I tried to play back my videos, my live videos, which I speak naturally. Yeah, it's a lot of stop moment, or it's a lot of maybe taking some of your energy to just to understand what I'm saying. But you know, it's for me myself, I don't know how others think, but me personally, I find it's quite peaceful, and I have that character when I'm speaking. I have that. It's already inside of me. I don't have to learn, I don't have to pretend, or I don't have to try even, you know, I don't even need to try to get that result. So what I think at the very beginning, this supposed to be the weakness of mine when it comes to making my channel, making videos for my channel. Now it became one of my character. But surely I would still want to improve the fluent of my speaking, and to improve my English. But now I understand that it all takes time, and the purpose of me doing this sharing session in English in my channels is also part of my practice, so that I could keep improving. Okay, so let me check another time. This time I want to make sure all my patterns here at the center, it's all completed with shadings. Ta-da! Yep, completed. Yeah, with different kind of shading. And I think this one, I'm not happy with this one. So I want to make a little adjustment here. Okay, so that's my sharing. That's my example of accepting my weaknesses. I'm telling this because it's really common for me to hear, it's not just happened to me, it's really common. I hear people, even my students, my friends, my family, they always compare themselves to the people who are already found a way, and they are just at the very beginning, and they compare to those people who have already succeeded. Like I say, it's not fair, and you're just at the very beginning, and I believe these people, they have also experienced what you experiencing right now. So that's what I believe, and I hope after my sharing session you will start to think about what you usually think that is your weaknesses, that is your weakness, or people claim that is your weakness. People keep telling you that is your weakness. Maybe you're working very slow. Maybe you are taking too much detail into work. Or maybe you are, I don't know, you name it. So I want you to think about yourself as the very beginning. Like which part of you, which attitude that you have, that you think is something you find that is your weakness, you want to keep improve that side of you. And after you found your weakness that you think that is, and I want you to think about the character. Forget about what people say that is good or that is bad. Put the judgment behind or put it aside. You know, this is just simply your attitude, or is just the nature of how you do things. So put aside all the judgment about good or bad. So if you working slow, just how I talking slow, then slow is the character of when you're doing things. So this character, think about how you would need this, in what situation you would need this. So just like myself, I find that my way of speaking, my tune, my voice, my speed of when I'm speaking in this moment is actually really therapeutic. It's quite healing. Even me myself play back my videos. I find it's really peaceful when I'm listening to myself, to my own voice, and putting my artworks together is really healing, at least to me. Well, I find that character inside of me that people or myself used to claim it as a weakness. So think about what you are not happy, you weren't happy, the attitude that you weren't happy, that you always think that you want to change it or improve it. So find that one, and then put aside all the judgment, all the bad thing that people used to say. And you know, sometimes it's not about the attitude or the method is wrong. It's just that you place them at the wrong position. You use them at the wrong situation. You know, just like some people, when they are doing shopping, the speed is like extremely slow. I'm saying this because I have friends like that. I have people around me which is like that. You know, I'm quite a fast-paced person when it comes to doing things in life. So when I'm doing grocery, I just simply pick and leave and pay. But I have people around me which they check every details. They check all the fruits. They kind of like check every leaf. It's healthy and green before they put in the cart and pay. So, you know, put aside the judgment that we use to claim it good or bad. So, in that situation, if you're in the rush, of course this would become a trouble. But if you know that this going to bring a benefit, that you're paying the same but you end up bringing the healthier fruit, the greener vegetable to your home, and eat the fresh vegetable or fruits, you know, of course that is end up good. But when you're in a rush, you know that somebody's waiting or you're rushing, you're doing grocery and you have the next event to rush, of course that would become the situation that is not fit, that is not good for that situation with this attitude. So sometimes what you're doing or the characters or the judgment that we use to say good or bad is not because of the nature of this attitude, or it's not the nature of this thing itself, but it's just because the situation you put them in is not good, it's not match, so it became not fit in it. You get what I mean? So let's say you find that is your character, like you like to work slow and you feel you enjoy doing that, then maybe you should find a low pace work, or the work that require you to check on every details. It doesn't matter how much time you take up, but as long as you check every details, like QC, you know. So that maybe will become the work that fit for you. And instead of changing the nature of yourself doing things, why not find a suitable situation, a suitable place, a suitable work for you? So just like myself, I like to think, I like to sit and think about philosophy. I like to find answer from the questions in life. And that is my nature. And if you try to ask somebody who are not in the low pace, they tend to get crazy. I don't know. But there are people told me that they just cannot stay home for a week, you know. But compared to myself, that was just an easy job for me. So when you say that is something negative, well, in this situation, it becomes my strength. So, more than just embrace who you are or embrace your weaknesses, this is what you can do, is to starting to find the right place for those weaknesses before you try to change them. So I hope this video helps you to embrace who you really are, to embrace your weaknesses. Maybe that is not true. Maybe that is a precious gift that you have and no one has it. So don't just simply change the nature of who you are. In fact, use them in the right situation. So I hope this is helpful to you, and let me know in the comment below if this is helpful, and tell me what are the weaknesses you could think of in yourself or at the people around you. So, and if you can find your weaknesses a place to work better, and you could also do the same thing for the people around you, especially the people who need to work with you together, like your partner, your siblings, your family that you've been always together, and of course your boss, your colleague. Everyone has a way to do things, and instead of keep demanding who or what they can do, try to find their character, put aside all the judgment, and think about in what situation this character could be fully used in a good way. So maybe some people has let's take this example. If you have a colleague which is very fast-paced and kind to have less patience, usually this would be treated as a negative person, negative emotion, negative character. I don't know. Usually this is what we think. We always prefer to have somebody who is in a good patience, good mood, good emotion all the time. But what if you have a colleague which is in this kind of character? So you can make use of this when you have a weird customers, like you have a very demanding customer, or very how would I say this, a weird customers that always demand something weird from your company, your office, or your service. So maybe this is a good time to send out this colleague of you which is have less patience to do her work. This is one of the good example, and you could try. So even it works better when you have, let's say you have your parenting. In your parenting, we always believe that when it comes to parenting, one of the father, either father or mother, would be one of a good man, become the good man for the children. and another one try to be the bad one. So it's kind of keeping the balance for the children in this family, so your children will not get spoiled because of that. Because when things or the children attitude is out of the track, then the bad guy would come up and give all the punishment, give all the lessons. And when the children need to be complimented or did something right, or in a usual event, will be the job for the good guy to compliment the children, to reward the children. It's a similar thing. So how to define or how to decide father or mother should be the good or should be the bad for the children. So I think this time you can just analyze the character of the father and the mother. Which one is scarier when they get angry? So in my case, I would always be the bad guy because I tend to have, when I would get really scary, I will become a scary person, turn into a scary person just in a second if I lose my patience. So, and I have lower tolerate compared to my husband. So it's already, even though we have no kids at the moment, but it seems like we have cats, and it's already became the result. It's already come up with the result that our cats, it's only listen to me. Whenever they crossing the line, they didn't follow what the rules that we set. So whenever I don't really have to do anything, I just have to scold them. My cats would understand. But compared to my husband, he is more on the angel for my cats. Whenever my cats wants to get rewards, well, of course I also reward my cat, but he seems to be the guy when my cat's ready to have a punishment for my cats. My cats, they will run and hide under my husband, close to my husband. But the other side is my cats were never afraid or listen to my husband. They only go to hide under him, under his guard, but they never listen to him. Even when they are crossing line and he tried to scold the cats, but they don't follow. So, okay, I know that I ran off a little bit of my topic, but yeah, that's basically, you can use this the same method. You're not just applying into yourself, like finding the right place to put your so-called weakness, but you can also apply this method in the people around you, with the people around you. So stop treating them as a weakness. Stop treating the people around you which you think that is the weakness. In fact, appreciate the character that they have, and you will need it sometimes. And you just have to find out in what situation their weaknesses could be a strength that you may not have. So I found mine, and I keep doing the same. Whenever I think this is my weakness, if I found my weaknesses in certain situation, then while I am practicing to be better, but at the same time I would find a better situation to use this character instead of treat it as the weakness. Okay, so these are the tiny little ribbons that I want to complete. So up to today, these are my result so far. And I hope my sharing session would help you or make you think more about who you really are, about your, or find appreciation inside of you. Instead of changing them, or before you decide to change the nature of who you really are, maybe you should find out, do you really need to change it, or just need to place them at the right place, like right situation, and they could become your strength. So if you like my video and my sharing session, just like my page and follow my page and share it out to your friends. I would want to share more in the future, and leave your comments in the comment box below, and I want to hear it out. And until next time, see you. Bye bye.